Okay, before this, we need to look at the background first. It's very important to look at the background. All right, so this story is okay. This story is spoken by Kujutara, right? Now, Kujutara, who is she? You heard about the story of the Samawati. Oh, you heard? Queen Samawati, right? Okay. And then Kujutara was actually the servant, maid, all right, maid of this Queen Samawati. So at that time, the Kosambi, three of the house for the rich person, they attended to the Buddha and Sangha. So they make offerings. So then the Kujutara, the personal attendant of the Queen Samawati, she went to buy the flowers. Then the forest told her they have no time to serve her because they are busy taking care of the Buddha and Sangha. So can you please help? So then she also helped. She also helped to serve the Buddha. And at that time, she just listened to the Buddha, you know. Then by the end, she became a stream entry. So she was actually the maid to the queen. And what happened later is interesting story. Okay. So normally the queen gave her 8 coins. So normally she only bought the 4 coins only. And then she stole, you say steal, right? Steal the 4 coins, right? But on that day, she became the stream enterer. She didn't want to steal anymore. So she totally bought all the 8 coins. So the flowers was a lot. Then the Queen Samawati, seeing the unusual large quantity of flowers, and asked, why? Why do you have big flower today, unless previous day? Did the king increase the allowance? Okay. Now, she did not tell lies because as a stream enterer means enlightened. She did not tell lies. So she confessed her previous misdeed, her stealing the money. Okay. I did not steal the money today. I cannot do so because I have realized the Nibbana. I had comprehended the deathlessness after listening to the Buddha's discourse. Okay. Now you can see the Queen Samawati, she's a very good person. She's not jealous. They don't punish her. But she said, give us the share. They want to listen to the deathless Nibbana also. All right. Then he said, dear friend, Nibbana is not something can be understood by people. So if you got the merits, you might gain Nibbana, right? Okay. But then she said, I have to sit on higher seat than you because normally the queen sit higher. But as a maid, she had to sit down. But she said, now if I want to share the Dharma, I have to sit on the high ground. So the queen Samawati arranged her to sit on the high ground. Okay, before that she take a shower and then she had dressed herself nice, and then she at that time she had the kind of analytical knowledge as a stream enterer and still as a trainee. Trainee means only Arahant is we call it Asika. Arahant is beyond the training. So first stage, second stage, third stage still called the trainee, under the training. All right. So even though she only as a stream enterer, she gave discourse as she heard from the Buddha to the Queen Samawati and other 500 people. So at the end, through her teaching, they all become stream entry. Right. So then she didn't need to do duty. Her task is every day go to monastery, listen to Buddha, because the queen are not convenient for the queen to go to monastery every day. So Kujutara, her job is go there and listen. Then every time she teach the Samawati and others, right? So that's why this sutta is called. This sutta is we call it right, Itivuttaka, right? This sutta is called Itivuttaka. Is all you can see so many suttas, all spoke by the Kujutara, right? Itivuttaka, all right. Sometimes we have other names. For example, you can see we have other book like Udana, this one. So under this one is this sutta is not by Ananda. Ananda will start with Ewa Me Sutta. Okay, so this sutta is by her. So that's why it's called Itivuttaka. It's touch I heard from the Buddha. Okay, so it's actually when you see the sutta, I also realize that actually some of the discourse is actually not difficult. It's quite easy, So you all can read by yourself. It's not difficult. Like previously we discussed. I think today we just go through something that I think maybe got some need to discuss. For example, let's look at this 22. Yeah. Said by Ananda. A1 Mesuna, 他写 by her. Itivuttaka. So the Pali, we look at it. Okay, normally if we look at the sutta, okay. A1 Mesutta. Most of the stuff we start with the A1 Mesutta. Has have I heard means by Venerable Ananda. So for this sutta is called okay. Here you have the you see the T, right? This T means from the word iti mesuttam. The last T here. Okay, iti mesuttam. So okay. So you can see here it has a lot. Okay, iti mesuttam also. Iti mesuttam. All right. So this sutta is not A1 mesuttam. So that's why the book is called Itivuttaka. Follow the so this book is special because this book is taught by somebody not enlightened, enlightened but not as arahant, and by lady, by a maid, you know. But why she become a maid? All right. So sometimes it's interesting to study the story. Why she, even though she be able to teach the queen until they become enlightened, why she become maid? Because her past deed, you know, during the Kasapa, she made another novice, female novice, to do her job. All right. Okay. It's like command her, command so this one should be maybe Arahan or whatever. So command an Arahan to do job. So that's why on that mistake, she was born in the slave family for 500 existences. And why she was hunchback. So actually the meaning of Kuja is hunch. Her name is Uttara. But because she's hunchback, that's why her name is Kuja Uttara. Kuja means hunchback. But why she born a hunchback? Because when she was a lady at the court at the King Varanasi, before the Buddha time, she saw Pachika Buddha with a hunchback. Then she mimicked the Pachika Buddha. All right. Because Pachika Buddha is a Buddha, but the difference between Pachika Buddha and Sama Sambuddha. Sama Sambuddha, fully enlightened Buddha, can teach people until they become enlightened. But Pachika Buddha only enlightened by himself, but he cannot guide people until enlightenment. So there's a difference. But this is also a Buddha. We call it sometimes the word Pachika Buddha, last time they translate as a silent Buddha. Now, actually, it's not that the Buddha didn't say anything, no? So now the better translation will be individual, enlightened Buddha. So Sama Sambuddha will be fully enlightened Buddha. So this one will be individual enlightened Buddha. Okay. So because her mystic, she was born as a slave and she was a hunchback. But why she has innate wisdom? Okay. Because one time she see the Epachika Buddha carry the alms bowl filled with the very hot milk rice. So she removed her 8 golden bangles which wearing and offered to them as a buffer. Right? So you can see her karma, got good or got bad. That's why sometimes we say, how do we know our past life? Right? People ask me, you want to see your past life? You look at your body now. If you are intelligent, this means that in the past life you study the Dharma. If you are handsome, maybe in the past life you do a lot of good deeds. Right? Yeah, so we can see the past life by our body. Okay. Now, so we get to know this story. Okay, now how do we going to study that sutta? Because that sutta is 100 plus, right? It's a lot to study. So I just choose whatever I think is important because a lot. And some is very easy understood. You read yourself, Yeah. So she listened to the Buddha. She came back and teach the queen and the other maid. So some of the sutta is quite simple. Okay, for example, this one. All right. So where's my speaker? Where? Okay, so you all read. Okay, so for this kind of sutta, okay, read first, okay. Read all, then we analyze. Okay.
This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. Monks, don't be afraid of acts of merit. This is another way of saying what is blissful, desirable, pleasing, endearing, charming. Acts of merit. I am cognizant that having long performed meritorious deeds, I long experienced desirable, pleasing, endearing, charming results. Having developed a mind of goodwill for 7 years, then for 7 aeons of contraction and expansion, I didn't return to this world. Whenever the eon was contracting, I went to the realm of streaming radiance. Whenever the eon was expanding, I reappeared in an empty Brahma abode. There I was the great Brahman, the unconquered conqueror, all seeing and wielder of power. Then for 36 times I was Sakka, ruler of the gods. For many hundreds of times I was a king, a wheel turning emperor, a righteous king of Dhamma, conqueror of the four corners of the earth, maintaining stable control over the countryside, endowed with the seven treasures, to say nothing of the times I was a local king. The thought occurred to me, of what action of mine is this the fruit? Of what action the result? That I now have such great power and might. Then the thought occurred to me, this is the fruit of my three types of action, the result of three types of action, that I now have such great power and might. Example, giving, self-control and restraint. Train in acts of merit that bring long-lasting bliss. Develop giving, a life in tune, a mind of goodwill. Developing these three things that bring about bliss, the wise reappear in a world of bliss unalloyed. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay. So when we study this kind of sutta, so okay, now instead of I read or so we can analyze together. So when you study sutta, what do you think is a key point here? Anybody? You can just say out. What's the key point? What is the key point? What's the main point here?
I think the key point here is talk about these merits, meritorious deeds.
Okay.
By doing lots of merits that has pointed out
Okay.
that resulting in very good rebirth and also become so powerful.
This is powerful, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes,
Alright.
and have a lot of treasure rich.
Okay.
And
So
so on.
So okay, now so we have do a lot of great deeds. So then great result. Then also, where will he reborn? Reborn where?
Sakka in a heavenly realm.
Okay, yeah. So in the heaven, in the Brahma realm, in this realm of streaming radiance. So Brahma, all right. And where else? Where is born? Human, right? In the earth, right?
Become
King, right? King also. So the key point will be doing good deeds, experience the good result, and also born in different place. So when we study this sutta, you need to know where is this place. Okay, streaming radiance, right? So in most of the Abhidhamma book will have this Abhasara, second jhana. Okay, so Abhasara. Okay, so it's a Ek Mahakapa. So he was born as a second jhana. This means that he's born as a psychic due to the jhana power. Now, if he say he born as a empty Brahma, so it will be the first jhana. Okay. So when we study the sutta, we need to have some basic knowledge, especially if talking about the 31 plans. Then at least we know, okay, talking about second jhana or first jhana. Of course, it's impossible to memorize all the 31 plans, right? But at least has some concept. It's talking about Brahma here as a first jhana, or here talking about this as a second jhana, and so on. And then talking about coming to the earth, okay, there's a on the sixth human plane, right? So if we have some concept like this, so we understand where is the sutta talking about. So it's talking about reborn as a human and as a deity, all right? Okay, and these are seven treasure. You all heard about that, right? Universal monarch will have seven treasures. Divine view. So how he know that? So on the day when he become a universal monarch, the view will appear outside the palace. So you can see a view on the sky. And that view will turn and turn and turn. So they also got jewels, elephant, horse, and also a wife for him. And treasurer who can look for treasure, whatever treasure in the world, he can find it. And a counselor who can give good advice. So basically, the universal monarch will have, you can say, perfect with everything. So the life is very comfortable, you know. He has somebody look after the treasure for him. He's somebody who gives good opinion, so he can enjoy the life. Yeah, you can say that. That's also the fruits of his three action. Okay. Now, after that, also have say this one, giving self-control and restraint. So it narrow down to the what he has now. Now I have such a great power of mind, giving self-control and restraint, right? So this is also another one we can take it as the practice here. Yeah. All right. So this one. Okay. Basically, so when we study this sutta, you just need to, if people like sutta like this, if people ask you the key point, you can just say it in one sentence. So what is the sentence I want to say? Just one sentence. First, you read the sutta. Based on the sutta, one paragraph, you can say, okay, for example, this paragraph will be talking about good deeds and result, right? So this paragraph will be talking about what? Hmm? So what does this paragraph talk about?
The results of the good deeds.
Born as somebody. Okay, so this is a result of good deed, doing the good deeds. So result of good deeds, born as somebody. And then after that, what does this paragraph talk about? His consideration, right? So for example, when you have good deeds, you enjoy your good life, then we can consider, why am I having good life now? Reflection, right? Okay. Yeah. So if people ask you sum up this sutta in just one paragraph, how will you say this?
Great characteristics, yeah, will bring great results.
Yeah. So this shows that the working of karma, right? Yeah. Just say the working of karma. Good action gives good result, and very good action gives very wonderful result as a king, right? So if you read something, you can summarize in one sentence, mean you understand it. Now, there's one way, I think one of the, I forget the name of that, but it say, if you can explain anything to a 7 years old boy, that's mean that you understand by yourself. If you cannot understand, if you cannot explain it to a 7 years old boy, means that you don't understand yourself. Okay? Because 7 years old means by the age he be able to comprehend something. So if you can say something, they will be good. Okay. Okay, so this is the first exercise, all right? So let us do the second exercise, okay? This is easy. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, next person read. Okay.
A heap of bones. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. If a single person were to wander and transmigrate on for an aeon, he or she would have left behind a chain of bones, a pile of bones, a heap of bones as large as this Mount Vipula. If there were someone to collect them and the collection were not destroyed, the accumulation of single person bones for an aeon would be a heap on a par with the mountain. So said the great seer. He declared that this is to be the great mountain Vipula, or to the north of Vulture's Peak in the mountain range of the Magadans. But when that person sees with right discernment the Four Noble Truths, suffering, the cause of suffering, the transcending of suffering, and the Noble Eightfold Path, the way to the stilling of suffering, having wandered on 7 times at most, then with the ending of all factors, he puts a stop to suffering. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay. Okay, so try to sum up. How are you going to sum up this?
So to understand Four Noble Truths and Noble Eightfold Path were able to lead us to end the suffering of the rebirth.
Okay, this one. So how about this
So this is a continuous life after life.
okay.
If you
Alright.
yes.
So this means numerous lives.
Rebirth
right?
and rebirth.
So when you say like what you say, if our bonds, we par out the bonds, it will be higher than this Mount
Mountain.
Vepura. So it means that there are many numerous lives. And by understand the Four Noble Truths, then
Noble Eightfold Path.
Noble Eightfold Path. So this means that it's the end of suffering. Okay, just sum up in one sentence. Okay, just sum up in one sentence. How are you going to say?
So right understanding of Four Noble Truths and practice of Noble Eightfold Path will lead us to end the suffering.
Yeah, but you only say this point. You haven't said this point.
One sentence, ma. There's many other sentences.
For the truth, okay.
Yeah.
Will continue. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So when somebody understands the Four Noble Truths, then samsara will stop.
Still.
As okay, now let's say the samsara means numerous life. So the numerous life will stop when somebody understands samsara. Okay, if you make it as one sentence, but it's with maybe comma and blanket or whatever. Okay, I think this is easy. So let's do this one. Okay, try. This is 27. It's a little bit long. Okay, try again.
This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant. So I have heard. All the grounds of making merits leading to spontaneously arising in heaven do not equal 1/16 of the awareness released through goodwill. Goodwill, surpassing them, shines, blazes, and dazzles. Just as the radiance of all the stars does not equal 1/16 of the radiance of the moon, as the moon surpassing them shines, blazes, and dazzles, even so, all the grounds of making merits leading to spontaneously arising in heaven do not equal 1/16 of the awareness released through goodwill. Goodwill surpassing them shines, blazes, and dazzles. Just as in the last month of the rain, in autumn, when the sky is clear and cloudless, the sun on ascending the sky overpowers the space immersed in darkness, shines, blazes, and dazzles. Even so, all the grounds for making merits leading to spontaneously arising in heaven do not equal 1/16 of the awareness released through goodwill. Goodwill surpassing them shines, blazes, and dazzles. Just as in the pre-dawn darkness, the morning star shine, blaze, and dazzles, even so, all the grounds for making merit leading to spontaneously arising in heaven do not equal 1/16 of the awareness released through goodwill. Goodwill surpassing them shines, blaze, and dazzles. When one develops mindful goodwill without limits, fetters are worn through on seeing the ending of acquisitions. If the uncorrupted mind, you feel goodwill for even one being, you become skilled from that. But a noble one produces a mind of sympathy for all beings and abundance of merit. Kingly seers who conquer the earth swarming with beings went about making sacrifice, the horse sacrifice, human sacrifice, water rites, soma rites, and the unobstructed. But these don't equal 1/16 of a well-developed mind of goodwill, as all the constellations don't 1/16 of the radiance of the moon. One who neither kills nor get others to kill, neither conquers nor get others to conquer, with goodwill for all beings, has no hostility with anyone at all. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay, so this is a little bit difficult compared to longer. Okay, so goodwill means loving kindness. Okay, so you get 1 point already. So what else besides loving kindness? You have to see the first statement. First statement is important. First statement is the introduction. So where's the first statement? This one, right? Okay, so all the grounds for making marriage leading to spontaneous arising in heaven do not equal 1/16 of the awareness released through goodwill. So this from translate from Bali. So make it easy, just one English word. How will you explain? Okay. Loving kindness is surpasses the merits. So for example, you give a lot of donation, but if you just like one moment give loving kindness, your loving kindness is considered better than the merits from the donation. So how many simile do you see here? How many simile you see here? Stars, star more than moon, rain, what? And also sky, and then morning sun for the darkness. All right, so this one we can skip it because this is called simile. Okay, okay, now, so what is the next point? Okay, so when have loving kindness without limit, then fetters means like samyojana, right? Defilements and acquisition. So all these are defilements. So when somebody practice loving kindness, so the fetters will reduce the fetters and end of acquisition, and then okay. And what else? Another one is beside the goodwill, there's another one, sympathy. Sympathy, we can take it as compassion, right? Compassion, all right. Yeah. Karuna, yeah, compassion. All right, and same also, then the rest. Okay, so how are you going to sum up? Okay, how are you going to sum up? So try to explain this to a 7-year-old kid. All right. Okay. So first, the Buddha say, like say, okay, somebody is doing a lot of good deeds, but this kind of deeds cannot surpass one moment or the real practice of loving kindness and compassion without limit, because they can get rid of fetters and acquisition. That's all, right? Okay, yeah. Then if you can think like this, the sutta become interesting, you know. Because you just read with so many terms and so many simile, then if you don't process it, you read, you forget it very fast. But if you process in your own way, you remember it. That's how to be a A-star student. Okay, now this is easy. 28. The next person.
Living in discomfort. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. Endowed with two things, a monk lives in suffering in the present life, trouble, distress, and feverish, and at the breakup of the body after death, a bad destination can be expected. Which too, a lack of guarding of the doors of the sense faculties, and knowing no moderation in food. And now with these two things, a monk lives in suffering in the present life, trouble, distress, and feverish, and at the breakup of the body after death, a bad destination can be expected. Eye and ear and nose, tongue and body and mind. When a monk leaves these doors unguarded, knowing no moderation in food, not restraining his senses, he experiences suffering. Suffering in body, suffering in mind, burning in body, burning in mind, whether by day or by night, he lives in suffering. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay, so this is very easy. Easy, right? Okay, so tell me, what's the main point?
What do you?
Huh?
Later.
Okay.
It's open to the floor.
Yeah, open the floor, open to everybody. Okay. All right. Okay, now it's very easy, this sutta. So what's the main point?
Without guarding the senses,
Okay, without
we
guarding
will
senses and
we will suffer in this life and also the next life.
without guarding senses, and there's another one. Okay, no moderation in food. Say in normal English, how will you say? Greedy. Okay, and what?
Gluttony.
Gluttony. Okay, gluttony. All right. So don't guard the sense faculty and gluttony.
Is there redundancy there?
Where? Mm-hmm. This is
also sense of
no. This one is object coming. Like we see something, we hear something, is the object coming. So this one is eating. So it's different. Okay. Yeah. Okay, now. So yes, you have not guarding the senses, not gluttony, and that is why. And what happened as a result? Result will be
Suffering in this life and a bad destination after death.
suffering or what? No, suffering in body and mind. You have to say body and mind. Suffering in body and mind. And what else? And suffering in body and mind, and also bad destiny can be expected. Means after he passed away and he born in a bad destiny. But it say here can be expected. It means that when we see the Pali, it will be updated. It means that it's not confirmed that you will go to hell like this. No, it's optional. It might happen or might not happen. Okay, so we cannot say people like this will go to hell. He say like this, nobody want to be a Buddhist, right? It sounds very, because most people are doing this, right? Okay, now this is very easy. This is the opposite way. All right. Okay, I think okay, 30. This we do the easy one. All right.
Remorse. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. There are these two things that cause remorse. Which two? There is the case of the person who has not done what is admirable, has not done what is skillful, has not given protection to those in fear, and instead has done what is evil, savage, and cruel. Thinking, I have not done what is admirable, he feels remorse. Thinking, I have done what is evil, he feels remorse. These are the two things that cause remorse. Having engaged in bodily misconduct, verbal misconduct, misconduct of mind, or whatever else is flawed, not having done what is skillful, having done much that is not, at the breakup of the body, the undiscerning one reappears in hell. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay. Yeah, open for everybody, the flow. So how are you going to say this? Where is the key point? Remorse. Okay, remorse. Why remorse? So yes, here remorse. Why? There are two things. What is two things here?
He has not done anything was admirable.
Okay. This is this one. Okay. And this number 3 will be
Didn't
So
follow
means-
the 5 precepts.
he did something bad lah, huh? Did by 3 doors, body, speech, and mind, 3 doors. And why this one? Not doing what is skillful, having done that much that is not. Now, when we see this one, not doing what is skillful, okay. Actually, we see he thinking, I have not done what is admirable, right? I have done what is evil. Means what is the good thing that I have not done? What is the bad thing I have done? Okay, simple English. So of course he feel remorse. That's one thing. Means that he has not done what should be done, and also done bad things, body, speech, and mind. And here appears in hell. So you compare to the Pali, seems to be more possible to go to hell, right? Rather than the previous paragraph. Okay, so you can see previous paragraph say can be expected. You can see the English is different, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. I think this is also not difficult. Let's go for a little bit difficult one. This one, I think most of them we can read ourselves. Okay, so 41.
Deprived of wisdom. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. Those beings are truly deprived, who are deprived of normal discernment. They live in suffering in the present life, trouble, distress, and feverish. And at the breakup of the body, after that, a bad destination can be expected. Those beings are not deprived, who are not deprived of normal discernment. They live in ease in the present life, untroubled, undistressed, and not feverish. And at the breakdown of the body, after that, a good destination can be expected. Look at the world, including its heavenly beings, deprived of discernment, make and abort in a name and form. It conceives that this is the truth. The best discernment in the world is what leads to penetration, for it rightly discerns the total ending of birth and becoming. Human and heavenly being holds them dear. Those who are self-awakened, mindful, bearing their last body with joyful discernment. This too was a meaning of what was said by the Blessed One. So I've heard.
I think this paragraph is much more, little bit difficult. Okay, so try to think about the contents. What is the content trying to tell us? Hmm? "41." So Okay, the Pali is actually, this one is the Tipitaka Pali reader. So this English is translated by the AI, you know. So I think will be maybe another version will be easy to the immerse in mind and body. Nama lupa. They consider in truth. Okay, so we look at the beginning, all right? So beings are derived of wisdom. Now, who are derived of the noble wisdom? How shall we say in normal English? Lack of wisdom, lack of noble wisdom, okay? Lack of wisdom, right? So those who are lack of wisdom, so they are suffering in this life, right? And so on. And after they pass away, they born in the woeful state. Yeah, right. But those who are not derived, those who have wisdom, they enjoy happiness in this life, right? And this one. So why? Then the Buddha said the world together with deities, due to the lack of wisdom, they immerse in the nama rupa, mind body. So they consider this as true. Now, what's the meaning of this one? Huh? Okay. No, five grade is correct already. Yeah, clinging to the self. Alright, nama rupa is a mind and body, so they cling to the self. Alright, immerse means they dwell, they grasp on it, grasp the five grade. So they consider the self as a truth. So idam satya. Alright. So for those with the wisdom leading to penetration, they understand the destruction of birth and becoming. Right? Those who are Deva Manusa, they are mindful one, they are extensive wisdom. So they are Arahan, okay? So this one. Okay, now we go back. So sometimes is when we look at the sutta that is difficult, it's good to read the other translation by somebody because they will give answer. But okay, so what we say here is those who lack of wisdom, they suffer in this present life and they can go to hell, go to four woeful states. Can be expected means might be. We should use the word might be. We should not say should be, you say might be. And those who are not lack of wisdom means those who have wisdom, they be happy in this life. And after that, they when they pass away, they born in a good place. Means the human and deva. So the world here, they because of lack of wisdom, they conceive means that they cling it to five grade as self. So they make a board. Make a board means the mind dwell on it. That's the meaning. So they consider this is the truth. So the best way is leading to those who become arahant. Right? Because arahant means end of birth and becoming. Right? So including those enlightened and so on. Okay. So roughly we know the meaning already, right? So how are we going to make it into one sentence? Okay, like two sentences. So, so the key point is what? The key point is the title is what? Wisdom or lack of wisdom or okay, the title is lack of wisdom. So yeah, okay, people with lack of wisdom will suffer in this life and next life. And people who are not who are with wisdom will happy in this life and next life. All right. And the reason why? The reason is given here. Why? What's the reason? Because that's a statement here. Now, the reason is given here. Okay? Because they cling to the self, cling to the mind and body, namarupa. And they say the self is really exists. Yeah, okay? So that's the point. Wrong view, yeah. The Sakaya Ditti, personality belief, is a wrong view here. So those with the right view will be Arahan, all the way to awakened one. Okay. Bearing the last body means, of course, to get Arahan. Okay. So sometimes if this is not clear, you have to look at the alternate translation, because nowadays we have Tanisaro, Sujato, Bhikkhu Bodhi, and previously the Sri Lankan monks. There are about 4 or 5 translations. So we should look at different translation. Okay, now this is also easy. 42. Okay, yeah, so this will be the last one. Yeah. Last one, yeah.
The bright protectors. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant, so I have heard. There are these two bright equalities that safeguard the world, which two, conscience and concern, for the results of unskillful actions. If these two bright qualities did not guard the world, there would be no recognition of mother here, no recognition of mother's sisters, uncle's wife, teacher's wife, or wife of those who deserve respect. The world would be immersed in promiscuity, like rams with goats, rooster with pigs, or dogs with jackals. But because these two bright qualities guard the world, there is recognition of mother, mother's sister, uncle's wife, teacher's wife, and wife of those who deserve respect. Those in whom concern and conscience are not always found have strayed from the bright root, are headed to birth and death. But those in whom concern and conscience are rightly established always, who are matured in their holy life, they are calm, their further becoming ended. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay. This conscience and concern. This Pali will be Hiri Otapa. Yeah, Hiri Otapa. Okay, moral shame and moral dread. You know? So normally in Abhidhamma, Hiri is shame to do evil. Moral dread is afraid of the evil result. So in Abhidhamma, explained clearly, Hiri is shame to do bad or afraid to do bad. Then Hiri is shame to do bad. Otapa is afraid of the evil result. So there's a Hiri Otapa. Moral shame, moral dread. Okay, so that's why you see sometimes different translation is not so clear. What is this conscience and concern? Okay, so we know it's a Hiri Otapa. Moral shame and moral dread. Okay, now what is it trying to say about this thing? Is it telling us about the animals? What is this? Yeah, promiscuous. Okay, so use this one. This is a difficult English. Use a simple English. What is the English for this? Yeah, sexual misconduct. All right. So if there is no moral shame, moral dread, there will be the world will be have a lot of sexual misconduct. So what's the meaning of mother's sister, uncle, wife? What is this one? Means don't recognize them. You know, no respect at all. Yeah, elders, yeah, or somebody's wife, don't respect them. Don't just actually that's the one keyword, sexual misconduct. All right. So and that's why the Buddha said the world are protected by this Hiri Otapa. So we call it lokapala. So we have this word lokampala. So we call it two things that protect the world. So this is one Hiri Otapa. We call it lokapala, protect the world. Okay. All right. So I think we can finish. So and all right. So if the world have this moral shame, moral dread, then the world will be what happened? The world will be protected, right? Yeah, that's the thing here. Okay. So 42. Okay, I think you want to go for another one? Okay. So we do Nibbana. Okay, this one is This one is difficult to read, the English also, very difficult to read. Okay, now. This is talking about Nibbana. It's difficult to read, yeah. I need to read, yeah, Nibbana. This one is, I think Tanisalo. Yeah, I think Tanisalo, yeah.
The Nibbana element. This was said by the Blessed One, said by the Arahant. So I have heard. Monks, there are these two forms of the unbinding property. Which two? The unbinding property with few remaining and the unbinding property with no few remaining. And what is the unbinding property with few remaining? There is the case where a monk is an arahant whose fermentations have ended, who has reached fulfillment, finished the task, laid down the burden, attained the true goal, ended the fetter of becoming, and is released through right gnosis. His five sense faculties still remain, and owing to their being intact, he is cognizant of the agreeable and the disagreeable, and is sensitive to pleasure and pain. His ending of passion, aversion, and delusion is termed the unbinding property with few remaining. And what is the unbinding property with no few remaining? There is the case where a monk is an arahant whose fermentations have ended, who has reached fulfillment, finished the task, laid down their burden, attained the true goal, ended the fetter of becoming, and is released through right gnosis. For him, all that is sense being unrelished will grow cold right here, right here. This is termed the unbinding property with no few remaining. These two proclaimed by the one with vision, unbinding properties, the one independent, the one who is such. One property here in this life with few remaining from the destruction of the guide to becoming, and that with no few remaining after this life in which all becoming totally ceases. Those who know this state uncompounded, their minds released through the destruction of the guide to becoming, they attaining the teachings called peace with ending, have abandoned all becoming. They, the such. This too was the meaning of what was said by the Blessed One, so I have heard.
Okay, this is difficult, right? So, read the Pali is easy. Just now the which paragraph? Paragraph 44. Okay. Now is a lot of Pali have the AI already, so this is easy. Right. So this Nibbana. Now just now you're talking about unbinding. Unbinding means Nibbana. That's why they translate the word Nibbana as unbinding. So actually Nibbana has two dhatu. We call it dhatu. One is called Sa Upadisesa. Another one is called Anupadesa. So Nibbana with residue. Another Nibbana without residue. So two types of Nibbana. Okay. Now, what is the Nibbana with residue? So it's somebody who has become Arahant, right? When he become Arahant, he also attained Nibbana. But at that time, his sense faculties means he still enjoy, he still has he has sense contact. So means he's still living. So he attained the Nibbana with residue means attained the Nibbana with his aggregate still remaining. So this called Sa-upadisesa. Now another person is Anupadesa, means after he become Arahant, he totally let go everything. Okay. So that's mean that normally we talk about this is when somebody become Arahant and when he pass away, he has let go everything. So we call it without residue. Okay. So two types of Nibbana, just say like this. And so on. Okay. Anyway, that's about Nibbana. That's all. So I think from the translation, it's very difficult to read because what unbinding, no feel, no feel also. Yeah. Okay. So we stop here. So 44. Okay. So should we continue the sutta? Should be okay lah. It's very short, and I think it's good to make it as discussion because previously I also somebody say we do a discussion, when we do a sutta, we should discuss. No, I just say you all should join in also, because that will improve on your wisdom. Okay, so let us share the merit song. So we have other students also. Okay, so normally we do the asking for forgiveness, right? So we chant together. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya kata achayam kamame bante puri panya tata kata kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam achayam kamame tamma santitika akadita kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam achayam kamame sangha Mutta sharing merit. Imano punya baga sabba satana dema. Imano punya baga sabba satana de. Imano punya baga sabba satana dema. Idam no nyatina hotu sukitam hontu nyatayo. Idam no nyatina hotu sukitam hontu nyatayo. Idam nyatina hotu sukitam hontu nyatayo. Akasata cabum Dewa Mahidika Punyang Tam Anumotitwa Chira Kantu Buddha Sasana Akasata Cabumata Dewa Naga Mahidika Punyang Tam Anumotitwa Chira Kantu Desan Akasata Cabumata Dewan Vidita Punyantam Anumohi Chira Tumam Arinti Arurang Pugya Sampati Saga Sampati Nevacha Adonipana Sampati Imina te samijatu devo vasatu kayena sasa samati hotu cha pito bhavatu roko cha raja bhavatu dhammiko ada imaya patipadaya jaramaranam parimuchisami idam me punya asawakaya hotu idam me punya nibbanasa pacayo hotu idam me silam magapa pacayo hotu imina punya kamena mame basa satang samagamo hotu yavam panapatiya Buddha sasana cira ditatu Buddha sasana cira ditatu Buddha cira ditatu salam dosa. Okay, so prepare respect.